Hello guys, welcome back to the trading cycle. So it's been a while since I uploaded a video, did something trading related. Well, truth is I've not really been consistent for a while, but I've been trying to get my momentum back. So last time I posted on my channel, I told you guys to fund the account, be ready for a buy setup, and since then markets have been making some bullish momentum movements, but not really what we're looking for. So I just want to quickly organize my chart. So I decided to do a video, show you guys how I really do this thing, take you guys along. So this is currently the 4 hours time frame. Let's quickly dive into it without wasting much time. So normally I start from the highest time frame, which is the 1 day, because that is where I start my drawings from. uh, Now with my mouse close here, so I'm going to have to do things the normal way, the local method. So let me see. So I'm going to draw this. So there's a reason why I'm not taking out this trend line. I'm supposed to take it out, but I want the pullback to fully occur before I can do that. So this is a valid order block. Going to extend it, lock it. I always lock my drawings on the trading view just so that I won't mistakenly draw it out when I'm not supposed to. Probably I want to just shift my chart and then you end up seeing that you've moved a target, something that you've set up already. So all these are tiny blocks. So the reason why I'm drawing all this out is this, I drew them when market was around all this area, these zones, that's far back as May. But now this is July, this is where we are. So I need to draw these other blocks. These are other blocks, if you don't know. So I need to draw them to cross out in case when the bullish movement comes in, I will be able to, I don't need to be going back again to start drawing from onset. So that's why I normally treat it that way. And if you look at my other blocks, you're going to see different shades. There's a reason why I do that too. It's a kind of recognition pattern, but I won't be going into it in this video. Probably I'll do another video where I will explain all those things to you guys. But what I want you guys to just observe today is how I make my drawings, and that will give you a hint on how we make our entries and how I get the signals that I give you guys. So we are still on the 1 day. um just extending this. So when you see another block inside another block like this in this scenario, uh this big other block is on a higher time frame and the smaller one it's on a lower time frame. That's why it happens that way. That's why you see it that way. So when we go to the lower time frame, The big one will automatically cover the whole area, so we use the small one as guide. Then these dotted lines here okay, this one should be here for now. The purple lines are also support and resistance zones that I drew. I drew these zones because I can't use another block to draw it. It's going to choke up my charts. Well, as a trader that is well knowledge on technicals, you are able to do your technicals by yourself. I believe you find your way. You know how you draw your own charts in a context that you'll be able to understand it. That's all that matters. You understand what you are doing. So one of the reasons why we draw all these markings is because we want to prepare for the markets, get our entry zones and exit zones, know when liquidity is happening, see manipulations in the market. So when you already have these things in place, I think when you already have these things in place, it's going to be easier for you to read the market. You're just going to flow with the market instead of running helter skelter and trying to do things at the wrong time. So you need to be prepared. That's what trading is all about. You need to be prepared. So this is the 4 hours. I think here we have a better view. So you can see these purple lines. Now earlier on I told you guys that I use these purple lines to indicate support and resistance zones that I can't use the rectangle to draw. One of the reasons why I can't use the rectangle to draw is because the the gap between these support and resistance are probably too tiny. They are too close. They have close proximity. So that is one reason. But there's a difference between this line and let me see this line above here. So this line above, if you notice, it's a horizontal line, goes straight, cuts across this chart. So that is an indication of order block, of a zone, of a support resistance zone. So it's at the top, so it's a resistance zone for now. So these ones that didn't cut across, I'm explaining this so that when you watch my other videos, you're going to get an idea, get a hang of what my drawings imply, what they signify without me even being there. So these ones that didn't cut across are price action lines. So this is it here. Uh, you see, you can use this line to just mark from a particular angle that you want to. Meanwhile, this is the horizontal line. The horizontal line cuts straight across. So I use this for support resistance, and I use these ones to probably mark my entry, mark my exit, and also mark key zones that if I'm in a trade, I want to see how okay, I want to see the level because most times when I'm in a trade, I actually monitor via TradingView. So when I see the market reaches those points that I marked, I quickly go to my broker and either exit the trade or take my profit. So I'm deleting all this because I want to draw a fresh line. So we'll start by drawing some other blocks on this new movement that the market has moved. So this is 58. So currently with the movement of the market, this is where I'm actually aiming for. This is where our entry zone is going to be. I'm expecting this market to move, make a retest on this place to cover this gap. And so far it's been taking a long time, but eventually there's a lot of manipulation going on now. In fact, I believe these our politicians are just using the crypto market to make a lot of money, do a lot of propagandas. That's why the market is just moving like this. You see patterns, you see signs. However, whenever, okay. So I'm expecting the market to break this other block actually, which is what it's going to do within this coming week. That is when we are going to see all these actions. By this coming week, you see this market supposed to break this block. If it does, then you guys should be ready to make an entry. So I'm zooming out. I want to see if there is something I need to remove. So you see an example of what I was telling you guys earlier. I like to leave some previous other blocks so that I will see the connection. So from here I can see the connection to this space. So this tells me that okay, this particular zone here, it's a very strong resistance zone because it has been acting as a support resistance for a very long time, and need to really clear my charts up. It's looking choky. I don't want to take this out yet. So if you look at my trend lines too, you are going to notice that some of these trend lines is very thick. This one is light. So also, if you notice my other block closely, you're going to see the same thing. Some of them are usually thick, some of them are thin. Now the reason is because okay, this is the pattern I use. The thin ones, the thin ones means okay. So the thin one means those other block zones are not really strong enough, but the thick ones means it's a strong weather zone. A strong other block is a strong zone, so you need to watch out for that zone. But if it's thin, then probably the market is going to break it when it comes to that zone. So this is 4 hours. You can see clearly why I use this line now. So this is another block here. Normally, ideally, I want to draw this other block. It's supposed to go like this. So I'm supposed to take it like this. This is the perfect way. But I don't like this method. It fills up my charts, makes everything looks too crowded beyond how it should be. So I prefer to use lines sometimes. I think this other block is on 1 hour, but I'm going to draw another one just to okay. So this is a typical example of what I'm saying. So I believe, let me check the 1 hour. Okay. Uh, so say I want to pick this other block. This is 2 hours. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is 2 hours, right? So there is no clear zone here that I can really pick because all these candles have been crossed out. If you know the pattern, if you know the way other blocks concept works, so all these candles have been crossed out. Even though I know that when the market gets to this zone, it's more likely to break this other block and test at this place. So probably this is where we'll see rejection because definitely it's going to hit this place. But at the first instance, the first interaction with this point, there's also a high chance that when it interacts with this point, we are going to see a sharp retest before the market now continues the movement up. So I drew this other block on the 2 hours, and if we come to the 1 hour, so when we come to the 1 hour, you see that there's still a gap here, there's still a small gap. So around this zone. So these are the kind of instances where I prefer to use my lines. So if you look at this closely now, you see two other blocks are here, one line is here. These two other blocks, it's the same zone with the, okay, it's not the same zone. This is the one I wanted to talk about. But so regardless, I will just tweak it a little bit. So there's a strong zone here, a strong resistance zone. Market have retested, and this line is meant for this other block here. So what I will just do away with this. Now when I draw this, you see that now it's big, right? So it's big, and the gap in between these two other blocks is a very small, minute gap. So it's one of the reasons why I don't like drawing big other blocks. I prefer to use lines instead. So this one will remain to control this new market zones that the market is testing. Then the line is going to signal me that right at the top of it there is actually another block. So market may break. That is just what it means. Market may break. So I think this one has fulfilled its purpose. So I'm going to delete it, make my chart smoother, easier to read. I'm going to do away with these two. So okay, I'm going to do away with these two. I'm going to do away with this. This has fulfilled its aim. So what are we left with? I'm trying to clear things that are not useful again. Sometimes when you have too much joins, you tend to confuse yourself too. So this is another zone, a strong resistance zone. So let me look at it from the 4 hours perspective and see what I have to work with. Uh, so guys, I think this is it. I've done away with the critical ones, the useless, or let me say the fulfilled other blocks, the fulfilled zones. This is 4 hours, okay. So this is my prediction for this market. It's at this zone, so this is my prediction. This is the movement that I'm waiting for. We're going to color it green. Don't forget, always lock your chart, your drawings, so that it won't be moved unintentionally when you don't intend to. So this is the move we're waiting for. This is the strategy that we're going to work with. But in trading, you're not the market, so you don't control the movement, you don't control the action. So you have to, that is why we do these setups. We have to follow the market and read the information, decode the information that the market is giving us. So there's also a possibility of this market bouncing at this place, but it's going to stop here. I don't believe it's going to have enough momentum to break this other block if it retests from this place. So like I told you guys earlier, I use a smaller uh English hard. So guys, I know you get the hang of what I'm trying to say, Sha. The tinier lines is used to indicate the less likely movement, while the thicker lines indicate the main thing. So I'm going to keep this like this, and I'm going to change the color. So color this one not red, let's color it blue. Okay, I think blue works. So so are there any other, let me see, any other zones? So yeah, okay, there's no zone to mark, but at the same time this is a strong support resistance zone in between here. So I tend to mark it. For me, I don't really mind. There are some traders that won't mark this out. Now, one of the reasons why they won't mark this out is because it's in between two other blocks, right? So this is support, this is resistance. Now the market is definitely going to fill in the gap, but that's not how I like to draw my own drawings. I like to take as much information as I can take. So that is why I'm putting this, but I'm going to put it on a slimmer line. Now this is a strong zone. Why I say this is a strong zone is because we have, when you go to a lower time frame, you're going to see rejections here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intersections, and if we go further, I know we're going to see more. So 5 intersections, what I mean by that is the market rejected here. This is one, went like this. Okay, we came here, we did a fake break. This is a fake break. So this other block here automatically covers this zone, right? So let me tweak this well. I think this size is okay. So we did a fake break here and also did a fake test here. So on a smaller time frame, you're going to see manipulative moves in this region. That is how it is, that is how it works. But today we are not looking for manipulations. If you want to, if you want me to do a video on how to spot manipulations and liquidity sweeps in the market, because this is a liquidity sweep, a very sweet, like this, a fantastic liquidity sweep. So we did a liquidity sweep here. It's ranged around this zone, so a multiple testing indecision, and then first break went back up again, and it's yet to come back. It's going to break it again, definitely. It's a must. I'm sure, I'm 100% sure that is going to happen, but the only difference is when is it going to happen. That is what I can say. So I have to quickly round up this video because it's prayer time. So this 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's go to 30 minutes. Let's see what's happening in the 30 minutes. So now in the 30 minutes time frame, you look at it, you see, so we have higher highs and higher lows indication, right? So this is current movement of the market. So you see guys, this is the rejection here, and after the rejection we've been having lower highs and lower low patterns. So lower highs and lower lows patterns. And also another thing I want you guys to pick from here is that the movement has been slow. It's been a slow rejection, so a slow movement. So there's no volatility in the market, there's no volume in the market. So it's going to go slowly down until it gets to this zone here. So at this zone, if our prediction goes, it's going to do a, let me zoom this again, it's going to do a sharp retest, pullback, continue its movement up, and then when it gets to, so it's going to do a pullback here, gets to this zone, it's going to do a pullback, probably come back to touch this other block here, then comes back down to actually get to this main other block. This is our intended zone, because this is our intended zone. So when it does that, that's when we actually go in for our entry. So that is it, guys. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys understood one or two concepts from this video. If you have a question, something you don't understand, please feel free to drop your question in the comment section. I'm going to respond to it. If you need a video, you want me to create a video on a particular strategy, action, movement, price action, whatever it is, you can also let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, because I've not been consistent for a while, but now I'm going to load you guys with the markets. You guys are going to eat the markets, understand the markets, sleep the markets. So you're going to know how these things really work. So like I told you guys, you can see this is 2 hours, right? So just follow up the charts within the day and see. So this is a continuation pattern. This is a pin bar continuation that the bears are still strong in the market, irrespective of what this indicator is saying. So when we go to our 4 hours, you see, so okay, you can likely enter a short sale if you can take the risk. You enter a short sale, take your profit around this zone. So that will give you some little dough. So that's all for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment in the comment sections if you like